It sure is strange looking, but how does it sound? Chris here from Videomaker, and in this video, we'll be reviewing the Sennheiser MKE440 and comparing it to the RODE Stereo Videomic Pro and the Azden SMX30 to answer, is it worth buying? Before we get started, if you'd like to skip to any section of this review, check out the description to skip ahead. As well, if you'd like to win an Azden SMX30, follow the link in the description or go to videomaker.com/wincoolgear to enter. Oh yeah, click that like button and comment, we want to know what you think. We first saw the Sennheiser MKE440 at NAB 2016. Its unique form factor was an immediate draw for us. This strange V-shaped mic beckoned us into the Sennheiser booth to take a closer look. We shared a picture of it on our Instagram page and created a short video for Facebook, and the world's response to it was similar to ours. Tell us more. The MKE440 is different from other stereo camera mounted mics. With the MKE440, Sennheiser made a dual shotgun mic by combining two directional mics into a stereo array, and it costs $350. Your typical camera mounted stereo mic is in an XY configuration, giving a wide spatial recording direction. The MKE440 is meant to capture the audio that's directly in its field of view and reject what isn't. Sennheiser explained it to us as a mic to best capture the hearing perspective we as humans have. Our ears give us directional hearing, and the MKE440 is an attempt to reproduce that human hearing experience. The mic itself is super simple. It's made of metal and hard plastic and takes two AAA batteries. The MKE440 also has a built-in coiled cable with a 3.5mm tip ring sleeve connector, a power switch, a low-pass filter, and a three-way sensitivity adjustment. Because it's mostly metal, we suspect the MKE440 will have a long life if treated well. We would have liked to see a detachable output cable so that we could replace it later if needed. That would prolong its life significantly, as the cable will most likely fail first. Being that the MKE440 is a new mic type, we wanted to put it to the test. We started first by trying to find its best use case and also find out what it's not good for. We were pleased the day that it arrived, just prior to a trip to Manhattan. We took it with us to see how it did when compared to another stereo mic, the RODE Stereo Videomic Pro. The main difference between these two mics is their stereo configuration. The RODE is a more traditional XY configured stereo mic. We equipped ourselves with a Panasonic GH4 and set out to shoot some city soundscapes. Whenever you're using an external mic, we try to use as little of the gain in our camera as possible. We set the mic to its highest output, then gain down the camera till we have the right signal level. This ensures that we're using the camera mic's preamp as little as possible. Most cameras don't have the best sounding preamps. Now that you know our setup, let's take a listen to the two mics. We found that with the MKE440, the left and right weren't as separate as with the RODE Stereo Videomic Pro. Now this makes perfect sense because the MKE is two directional mics, not XY configured mic. So the pickup direction would be limited to forward, giving cancellation to the sides and the rear. The next test we put the MKE440 through was in the studio. We moved around the room to see if there were any positions relative to the mic that offered more rejection. We again tested this to the RODE Stereo Videomic Pro, but added the Azden SMX30 in mono shotgun mode. Let's take a listen to that. Sennheiser MKE440, RODE Stereo Videomic Pro, Azden SMX30, 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 Sennheiser MKE440, RODE Stereo Videomic Pro, Sennheiser MKE440, RODE Stereo Videomic Pro, Azden SMX30. When it came to a stereo sound, it went from a wide pickup area of the RODE, then narrower with the Sennheiser, and most directional with the Azden. The takeaway is that the MKE has a broader area of pickup than the mono shotgun mic, but not as broad as the XY configured stereo pair. We next wanted to see what the best use case of the MKE is, since the Azden as a mono shotgun made even off-axis audio sound as good or better than the Sennheiser. Two of us stood in front of the MKE440, 10 feet away and 10 feet apart. This is where the benefit of the MKE became apparent, but not in a substantial way. Let's take a listen.
So ideally, you'll hear me out of your left ear and Chris out of your right ear.
Yeah, and I don't know if you'd ever do a shot with people 10 feet apart from each other. It might be the most awkward shot ever. Like we both think we each other's smells or something.
Well, maybe if you had like a convention panel where there's 4 or 5 people along a table.
Yeah.
You wouldn't have exactly 2 people, one for each mic, but you might have a spectrum of people going across.
I'm thinking a range is probably what's going to be, but these are 2 directional mics.
Yeah.
So I guess now we're going to try out the SMX30 in mono and see how it sounds in the same situation. There shouldn't be any directionality to our voices. It should all be coming out, not having any place left or right. It should just be out of the center. I'm thinking maybe we're going to have a little more room noise now.
Yeah, probably. And this is definitely a situation where you would never use this kind of microphone for this kind of setup.
No, you'd have them pointed different directions, and
also,
about the only place that this would be beneficial is if you moved 30 feet back,
right.
And eventually the small amount of degrees would cover us both, but the amount of noise or the amount of availability of noise entering the signal from that far back is really pretty bad.
Also, with the Sennheiser, those 2 microphones that are on there were essentially, when we're standing here pointed right at us, the Azden now is pointed straight down the middle,
right past us.
Right?
Yeah, so we'll see how that does. So I guess we'll test this in stereo, just have another test.
All right. It's going to be interesting to contrast this with the separation from the Sennheiser. Because we're the same distance apart, we've got the 2 individual microphones recording us here, but the Sennheiser's big focus or big selling point is that it's supposed to be highly directional, whereas the stereo mic on the Azden is not directional.
No, the directional is not part of the definition. So I guess we'll find out how it sounds, and I guess I'll be talking to you probably without a hat on or glasses here next.
All right.
So what do you think? We still would choose a mono shotgun mic in this situation. Next, we wanted to see if the distance from the mic made much difference. So we got the camera closer and shot 3 feet from us, the subjects. Now let's take a listen to that.
Okay, here we go. We're doing the close test.
Right? Yeah, we're just a couple feet away, and just to see really what the use of this stereo directional mic is. We've had a lot of tests so far, and we're just trying to find that place to which it fits and works.
Yeah. What is the situation where this microphone is clearly better than the alternatives?
Or designed for. Right. I think we've tried out the things that it's designed for, and it's not necessarily the strongest.
Yeah, we'll see. Maybe this is the one, though. Right?
Yeah, this might be the right use case for it. So there you go. This is where the audio captured from the MKE440 was best. Our overall feeling is that this is the best use for this mic, a close interview of 2 people. We tested the Sennheiser MKE440 against the RODE Stereo Videomic Pro and the Azden SMX30. Neither are exact stand-in for the Sennheiser because it's so unique. The RODE is $300 and it is a different kind of stereo mic from the Sennheiser. Because of this, you wouldn't buy this and replace your need for the MKE440. It sounds good, but has a different use. Now, the Azden SMX30 is $250, offers both XY stereo mic and a mono directional shotgun in one. Flip a switch between the 2 modes and you have a multi-tool that would easily keep up, and in most cases, beat the MKE440. Lastly, the cost of the MKE440 is $350. That's $50 more than the RODE and $100 more than the Azden. There is a super niche setup where the MKE does a better job, but outside of that, the other mics offer a better value and performance. The MKE440 sounds great. It's nicely built of metal and seems quite tough. It's the only mic like it on the market, so it's #1 in its pool of one. It sits between two different product types on the market, and those can be found for very little or quite a lot of money. You will pay a premium for the Sennheiser name and the newness of the product. At $350, it was the most expensive of all the mics we tested it against. If you plan on shooting with an interchangeable lens camera, want a hot or cold shoe mic for capturing a wider direction than a normal shotgun would give you, then Bob's your uncle and the MKE440 is for you. Though we think its best uses are limited, we found it to work well in those scenarios. That's our review of the Sennheiser MKE440. If you'd like to buy one and help support us make videos like these, you can go ahead and click on that link in the description and you can buy it today. As well, we'll have links for the Azden SMX30 and the RODE Stereo Videomic Pro. As always, like, share, and comment. We want to know what you think. I've been Chris from Videomaker. Until next time, keep doing the hard work that you do. Bye-bye.